So, they found it again, have they? I thought we'd taken care of it.
The forces of evil are persistent, sir.
I'm getting too old for this. Who have we got lined up to deal with this problem?
Murphy, sir.
Oh, no, not Murphy.
Afraid so, sir.
What about Spade or Marlowe?
Dead, sir.
Isn't there anyone else?
Sorry, sir, he's next on the list.
Well, I suppose we'll have to make do. Knowing Murphy, he's going to need help. A lot of help.
I'll check the archives and get back to you, sir.
News of the day. As the Second World War enters its final days, Allied forces are on the march. The troops of the Western Alliance are occupied with the dangerous duty of ferreting out the remaining pockets of Nazi resistance. The storming of Berlin has crushed the heart of German opposition and sent remnants of the Fuhrer's troops scurrying into the dark reaches of the Black Forest. The Germans have vowed to fight to the last man in their quest for world domination. But their days are numbered, with Adolf Hitler dead and the once dreaded SS disbanded. The Allies have exposed the workings of the Nazi war machine and found it festering with ancient blood ghosts, whose rituals and ceremonies are too astonishing and barbaric to detail. Allied forces will not rest until the last cult member has been revealed and captured.
No pestilence has ever been so fatal or so hideous. Blood was its avatar and its seal, the redness and horror of blood.
In the moonlight, New San Francisco sparkles like a chunk of cubic zirconium, an island of hollow beauty surrounded by a red sea of radiation. 5 million souls drowning in gamma rays. Some lucky people have a natural immunity to genetic mutation caused by the radiation. I'm one of them. Most of them live in the new city, but I don't. I live among the unlucky souls, the mutants and the destitute, and the wreckage of old San Francisco. My name's Tex Murphy. I'm a private detective. At least I used to be. Since my marriage hit the rocks, I haven't done much of anything. I went out tonight for the first time in a week, but all I ended up doing was spending the last of my money on a bottle of cheap bourbon. Now it's past midnight, and I'm staring out of the window of my office on the second floor of the Ritz Hotel. Just like me, the Ritz used to be something. Now it's just another grimy building in a rundown part of town. And I'm almost out of bourbon.
My God, Murphy, you look like hell. Really hit bottom, didn't you?
Oh, I usually don't look this bad. I forgot to take my Geritol this morning. So, you want a drink? I saved my first one to have with you.
No, thanks. I've been dry for 8 years now. Yeah, one morning I just looked in the mirror and decided I needed to make a few lifestyle changes. Quit smoking, quit drinking. Now I'm getting out of the business. Yep, I'm going to move to the tropics and retire in a nice secluded island with a tribe of beautiful young women.
You're getting out of the business? I guess that means the end of the world must be around the corner because you are the detective. I can't imagine you doing anything else, especially not running around an island with a bunch of nubile women in a loincloth.
Oh, I can imagine it. I've been thinking about it for years now. Yeah. You know how it is. Lonely. Underappreciated. Dangerous. I haven't had a decent night's sleep in 38 years. I tell you, I'm working on a case right now, and that's going to be my last one. Oh. Enough about me. How about you, Tex? How's life treating you? Bad as it looks?
Well, it depends. What day is it anyway today? Saturday? Well, Saturdays aren't too bad. It's normally Thursday by the time I get really suicidal. So what is it you wanted? Just come by to sprinkle a little salt into the open wounds of my pathetic life?
No, Tex, you got me all wrong. Just because you turned me in and got me suspended and humiliated me in front of my peers. You sold me out. But that's all in the past. See, I quit hating you for that weeks ago. Like I said, I'll be leaving soon, and I didn't want to go with any loose ends dangling there to bother me in my golden years.
Hey, don't worry about me. When you tossed me out of the agency, it was the best thing that ever happened. Digging through dumpsters and sleeping in abandoned speeders. You helped me learn a great lesson. Because no matter how bad things are, they can always get worse.
So what happened to you? I heard you were doing pretty well there for a while. Did a hell of a job on that Martian memorandum case. What's your problem? You one of those people who can't live with success? Huh?
Well, I can live with it. I'm just afraid of commitment. Now you tell me something. Why wouldn't you talk to me 15 years ago? I was a stupid kid back then. Could have tried to understand why I told the ethics board what I did. I mean, I understand now that I was out of line and I made a mistake, but why'd you cut me off like that?
Because apparently you never learned the first rule of a PI. And never, ever betray your friends. Now, friendship goes beyond blood and race and politics. You gotta find out who your friends are, then you hold on to them. They're a precious commodity to people like me and you. Now listen, before I go, I came here with a warning. I heard your name mentioned in connection with a case that I'm working on, and you stay out of it. If you don't, somebody's gonna find you floating in the bay with a hole in your head. I don't need any more strain on my conscience.
You know, frankly, I'm pretty insulted. Because I'm a pretty damn good detective, and I can take care of myself, thank you.
Go! Just remember what I said, Tex. Got no idea what kind of people we're dealing with here. Just keep out of my way. I'll send you a postcard.
So last night, after 15 years, the Colonel walks into my office. Made me take a good hard look at myself. Maybe I have hit bottom, and maybe I do look like hell. Lord knows the only exercise I've had lately is tipping the bottle and flipping cards into my hat. I gotta find some work. Contrary to what the Colonel might think, I'm as good a detective as he ever was. Now I just gotta prove it. I'm gonna scare up a job today, even if it means finding somebody's lost puppy. Great-great-grandpa Murphy made it through the Depression by teaching cha-cha lessons to rich older women. He made thousands before the authorities found out he had no formal training. The dusty credenza I've got serves only one purpose, and that's to keep the dust off the floor. My gun. I love it so much! My phonograph's an old family heirloom. I love to play the classics. Kool and the Gang, Peaches and Herb. Oh boy, mail. Oh boy, mail. Well, that's not gonna work. What's in here? Some sort of cosmetic gift certificate. There's so many clinics around, they're all begging for new business. Well, that's not gonna work. Well, that's not gonna work. Well, that's not gonna work.
A pre-approved electronic shop credit card application addressed to the previous occupant. Just needs to be signed, stamped, and mailed. Well, that's not gonna work. Well, that's not gonna work. That door leads to the street. Well, since the building inspector has only one eye and no depth perception, the hotel manager painted... I call this painting, the Big Spill. That's a perfect bed for a destitute PI. Small, lightweight, no sheets required. Another pile of garbage. There just aren't enough hours in the day. The stupid light switch is stuck in the on position. Could be worse, I guess. Ah, the closet door. All I've ever needed was a soft felt fedora, a well-tailored overcoat, and a comfy pair of sneakers. Some people know what they like, and they stay with it. That hutch holds a life's worth of knickknacks, paddywhacks, and the world's largest piece of elbow macaroni. That hutch holds a life's worth of knickknacks, paddywhacks, and the world. That hutch holds a life's worth of. That hutch holds a life's worth of knickknacks, paddywhacks, and the world's largest piece of elbow macaroni. That hutch holds a life's worth of knickknacks, paddywhacks, and the world. That hutch holds a life's worth of knickknacks, paddywhacks, and the world's largest piece of elbow macaroni. This piece of art is called Two Whales on a Bender. CrimeLink Computer is the only valuable piece of equipment left in the office. By entering suspect information like height, weight, and hair color, I can access the suspect's personal files. This one really isn't art, it's a placemat from Taco Bob's. The UI of U was the only place that would accept me. Half the course credit was earned by locating the university. I spent weeks earning this baby. Best $20 I ever spent. This cabinet is where my old successes go to die. Nothing here but nostalgia. This cabinet is where my old successes go to die. Nothing here but nostalgia. This cabinet is where my old successes go to die. Oh, great. Another incoming message that won't print out. If I don't get a new fax machine, I'll be out of business. Things look pretty slow on the street today. Things look pretty slow on the street today.
This pure mountain spring water is indispensable, literally. I'm out of paper cups.
The Scotch Guard that Rudy's upholstering service put on my office chairs will stand up to anything, and I ought to know. World War IV. A dark and reactionary vision of the coming century by Rush Limbaugh III. I love murder mysteries. To be a fictional detective. Everything would be so much simpler then. I love murder mysteries. To be a fictional detective. Everything would be so much simpler then.
The fabulous Dior lamp. I bought it for 77 cents.
Nothing in here but a pen.
This is probably the only writing utensil that works in the whole office. Most of these desk drawers haven't been used for so long, I'm afraid to open them. This here is my favorite desk drawer.
I love my comfy chair. I just wish it wouldn't be so easy to tip over whenever I got drunk. Nothing in here but a stamp. One last $10 stamp waits patiently to be licked and mailed.
Most of these desk drawers haven't been used for so long, I'm afraid to open them. As usual, it's a mess. As usual, it's a mess. Most of these desk drawers haven't been used for so long, I'm afraid to open them.
Toxic Taste is a novel by Lou G. Trundle, the only mutant popular enough to make the New York Times bestseller list.
My phone had worked perfectly if it hadn't been disconnected.
Hip-hop English keeps me up on all the slang kids are using today. Sylvia, my ex-wife. Sylvia, my ex-wife. Whenever I think things can't get any worse, I think about her and how she totally screwed up my life. She's a woman who loves a man, any time. I'll never forget the day I came home early and caught her with the upholstery man.
Oh, there you are. I just got done with the chair. I'll be sending the bill to your husband.
Oh, Rudy. Let's not think about my husband right now. I was watching you upholster and you're so big and strong.
Do you really think so?
Well, yes. God, I've only known you for 10 minutes and I feel like I've known you forever. Oh, yes, look. And look at this muscle. Oh. The way you hold me, Tex never held me like this. Oh, kiss me, Rudy, and set my lips on fire.
Okay.
Oh, Tex, honey. I wasn't expecting you home so soon.
Well, duh. Obviously. Now I know why the Roto-Rooter man keeps calling and asking whether we need our plumbing checked. Well, I gotta admit, those chairs look pretty good.
Thanks. Listen, how about I don't charge you on the labor and we call it even?
Fair enough. But from here on out, Rudy, customer servicing doesn't include my wife.
See, honey? I saved you some money again. Aren't you happy?
I married her for better or worse. Unfortunately, it never got any better. The dusty credenza I've got serves only one purpose, and that's to keep the dust off the floor. Ah, Sylvia, my ex-wife. The air outside feels thick, like I'm breathing through a pair of dirty gym socks. It's a high radiation day. Most everyone will be staying inside, but I need to hunt for some work. I always like to start the day with the traditional PI breakfast. That hits the spot. Rook Garner runs this pawn shop. He's a crusty old World War III vet with a face like a raisin and a tongue like a butcher's cleaver. This is the brand new electronic shop outlet. No pun intended. I won't be able to get inside the electronic shop until I get a membership card. On the top floor of this place is where I hang my hat. It's not much, but it's better than... well, it's not much. Ah, the once majestic Chandler Avenue. There's enough radiation in this asphalt to fry an egg on Christmas morning. The garbage in the alley's a real eyesore. Makes it look like I live in a dump. Oh well. I don't know what these garbage cans are used for, but they're the cleanest things on the street. The garbage in the alley's a real eyesore. Makes it look like I live in a dump. Oh well. This is the brand new electronic shop outlet. No pun intended. I won't be able to get inside the electronic shop until I get a membership card. These posters somehow survived the big war. They're bitter reminders of the past glory of this great city. These posters somehow survived the big war. They're bitter reminders of the past glory of this great city. Louis Laments runs the Brew and Stew, which is a local hangout. Well, this is a section of the Bay City Mirror. It's a weekly newsletter that covers local goings-on written by mutants for mutants. I'd subscribe if they had a comics page. Well, that's not gonna work. Well, that's not gonna work. All hell has broken loose since the government stopped requiring products to display those give a hoot, don't pollute symbols. This is where Louis throws out the garbage. Street people come from miles around to sample Louis' award-winning leftovers. Nothing in here worth taking. Some of this devastation came from the Barney the Dinosaur Museum. No one was too upset when it became one of the first structures to get blasted in the war. Everyone refers to this stuff as Barney rubble. Man, there are signs of radioactivity everywhere. Some of this devastation came from the Barney the Dinosaur Museum. No one was too upset when it became one of the first structures. All hell has broken loose since the government stopped requiring products to display those give a hoot, don't pollute symbols. Man, there are signs of radioactivity everywhere. This is the spot where Dr. Moulong had his dentist's office. Everyone around here calls it Toothbrush Hill. Francesca Lucido makes the spiciest pizza in the city. The only thing spicier than her cooking is her imagination. And right now she seems to have a thing for me. I like to stand by these, waiting for a glimpse of Rita. Streetlights here work about half the time, and that's usually during the day. These signs around here haven't been replaced in at least 50 years. Surprisingly, the Ardo postbox has no graffiti on it. Maybe people around here are finally starting to respect our government and its fine agencies. Now I've just got to put my John Hancock on here and it'll be ready to mail. I need to run this thing down to the Ardo postbox on the street. The Postal Service has gotten much faster since the stamp price went to $10. I should get my credit card back tomorrow morning. That old wooden fence blocks off the alley that runs beside Rook's pawn shop. Another billboard advertising cosmetic surgery. It's big business these days. Mutants with money will pay anything to look like norms. Rook Garner runs this pawn shop. He's a crusty old World War III vet with a face like a raisin and a tongue like a butcher's cleaver. Chelsee runs a first-rate newsstand. Chelsee's a hot little number. I hear she's a mutant, but it doesn't show. The only weird thing about her is she won't go out with me. Chelsee Bando's the kind that could hold her own with anyone, but she has a way of turning my niece to jelly. She's a mutant just like everyone else in this part of town, but she's a real beauty.
Well, hello, stranger.
Hey, sweetheart. Know anyone who could use my services today?
Well, I guess that depends on which services we're talking about, big guy.
Well, duh. I guess you forgot. I'm a PI.
Well, you know, Tex, you just might have a chance to show how good a PI you are. Had you heard that Rook's place got robbed?
Yeah, that's a darn shame. Hope the cops find out who did it.
Yeah, me too. If you'll excuse me, Tex, I've got work to do. What can I do for you, Tex? Rook acts like a tough guy, but he's a softie. Just don't tell him that to his face. Oh, you know me, Tex. I'm just making ends meet. I love Louis, but his friendliness doesn't fool me. He's a sharp one. He knows everything that's going on in this neighborhood. Franny's a live wire. Either she or Sal is going to do time for killing the other one. I have never seen a couple fight like they do. Sal's a handful. He's a nice guy, but I don't know, I feel kind of naked when he gives me the eye. Luckily, Ardo seems to like me. I mean, if I were on his bad side, I'd be tempted to relocate. He could crush a Subaru with one hand. Wish I could help you there, Tex. What can I do for you, Tex?
These garbage cans seem to be in good shape. Too bad nobody uses them. Rusty the Clown's novelty shop. Closed down a few months ago after Rusty mysteriously disappeared. The police suspect foul play, but I think he probably just choked to death on his own bad jokes. Rusty the Clown's novelty shop. Closed down a few months ago after Rusty mysteriously disappeared. The police suspect foul play, but I think he probably just choked to death on his own bad jokes. It's all locked up. The only way I'm gonna get inside is by using my innate cleverness or ingenuity, or maybe a key. Looks like a welcome mat, but when it's on the doorstep of a novelty shop, you can never be too careful. Whoa, a key. Rusty the Clown's novelty shop. Closed down a few months ago after Rusty mysteriously disappeared. The police suspect foul play, but I think he probably just choked to death on his own bad jokes. Just a couple of empty old packing boxes. Ooh, a small nozzle. Probably a helium dispenser used for filling balloons. Rusty, the clown from hell. No wonder this place went under. Probably scared off all his business. Looks like some kind of in-house television.
Hi, kids, it's me, Inspector Burns. And as we all know, fire can be our friend, but fire can be our foe. So many times, fires start so carelessly. And what can fires do? Fires burn you. Never, never light matches. No, no, no. Fire is dangerous. Fire made me look like this. Do you want to look like me? No, no, no. Don't look like Inspector Burns. Don't play with matches.
Inspector Burns. I always thought he was a freak, but the kids love him. So does Ardo. Cool. A plastic dart crossbow. It'll make a nice addition to my non-violent weapon collection. Whoa, this wig would even make someone like me look glamorous. This wig must be quite popular with shy people. A mask of the king? That's blasphemy! This wig probably sells well during the Bay Area Yodeling Festival. These weapons are all made of plastic. All bark and no bite. They're completely useless. These weapons are all made of plastic. All bark and no bite. They're completely useless. Whoa! For a second there, I thought someone had decapitated Inspector Burns and left his head on the floor. What a great mask. Well, I have no idea what I'd ever do with a stacking ring, but what the heck. I had a set of stacking rings just like this one when I was a little PI. Even has a small hole in it, just like the rings I had. Man, fill one of these with water and you can chuck it a mile. Apparently Rusty was very fond of empty cardboard boxes. It's a Rusty Clown life-size doll. Wow. It's a dead ringer for... Oh, no pun intended. Apparently Rusty was very fond of empty cardboard boxes. I can't get over how lifelike this doll is. If it didn't have a hook on the back and a battery compartment, I'd swear it was Rusty himself. Wow, the limited edition Daryl Hannah wig and mannequin set. I'll bet this is a real popular mask. Why, it's Mr. Sloppy Lasagna Eater. Oh, this is a scary mask. Well, this must be Mr. Grimm. He's a reaper. Looks like my 4th grade teacher. Maybe this key fits in that employees only door.
Hi, kids, it's me, Inspector Burr.
If I can unlock this door, I may be able to go where only clowns have gone before. The sink must have been used for developing photos. Not much use for it now since all the developing equipment's gone. The sink must have been used for developing photos. A balloon strategically located near the water faucet. Looks like Rusty didn't go down without a fight. Posters in here tell you more than you'd ever care to know about film processing. A plastic suction dart can be formidable ammo in the hands of an expert like myself. Well, that's not gonna work. The sink must have been used for developing photos. Not much use for it now since all the developing equipment's gone. Posters in here tell you more than you'd ever care to know about. Posters in here tell you more than you'd ever care to know about film processing. Why in the world would Rusty keep a barrel of toxic acid? Oh, lordy. So this is where Rusty ended up. What a way to go. And I'm willing to bet he didn't crawl in here on his own. Someone murdered him. Clown remains are never pretty. Clown remains are never pretty. All hell has broken loose since the government stopped requiring products to display those give a hoot, don't pollute symbols. These signs around here haven't been replaced in at least 50 years. All hell has broken loose. All hell has broken loose since the government stopped requiring products to display those give a hoot, don't pollute symbols. The Acme warehouse is the former Snow White dry cleaning building. Nobody's used this place in a while. Looks like someone's locked the door. I like to stand by these, waiting for a glimpse of Rita. The Golden Gate Hotel was once known as the Waldorf of the Pacific. Its halls are still sturdy, and the walls have worn well, but there's nobody living inside.
Ardo Newpop is a gigantic goon who works at the front desk at the Golden Gate Motel. Ardo's no rocket scientist. In fact, he probably doesn't even know what a rocket scientist is. Hey, handsome, how about some service?
Okay, I think I already seen this show before anyway.
Captain Wallaby, your favorite show?
It's my third favorite show. My favorite is the Inspector Burns Fire Safety Show.
Why is that your favorite show?
Because fire safety is very important, and I want to grow up to be just like Inspector Burns.
Look, Ardo, if you'll answer some of my questions, I might bring Inspector Burns in to meet you. Would you like that?
Okay, I can answer some questions, but first I have to put on my fire hat because Inspector Burns' Fire Safety Show is going to be on pretty soon. I went to his pawn shop because I thought he would have Inspector Burns action figures, but he didn't, and I got mad at him, so he probably don't like me. Oh, Chelsee is pretty cool, because she's got good magazines and stuff. That's where I bought my Inspector Burns Fire Safety Manual. He's a nice guy, and I like to eat there because there's a TV. She's the lady who makes the best pizza. I eat at her pizza place all the time because I love it. I don't know what that is. I just want to be like my hero, Inspector Burns, because fire safety is very important. I never heard nothing about that.
I heard this newspaper box got destroyed right after Chelsee opened her newsstand. Coincidence? These fire hydrants are commonly used by the locals to mark territory in front of their respective business establishments. That great old landmark, the Coit Tower, rises high above the skyline. This scenic trail which leads up to Coit Tower is known locally as the Path of Death. That great old landmark, the Coit Tower, rises high above the skyline. The Acme Warehouse is the former Snow White dry cleaning building. Nobody's used this place in a while. My trusty 31 Lightning Bolt speeder. I still regret not getting the sunroof option. On the top floor of this place is where I hang my hat. It's not much, but it's better than... well, it's not much. That old wooden fence blocks off the alley that runs beside Rook's pawn shop. Well, that's the sturdy, worm-eaten back door to Rook's pawn shop. Rook Garner runs this pawn shop. He's a crusty old World War III vet with a face like a raisin and a tongue like a butcher's cleaver.
What do you want, Murphy?
Fine. How you doing, Rook?
I'm not in the mood for small talk.
Maybe I should come back and we can discuss it later, say next Halloween.
Hold on a second, Murphy. Maybe I could use your help. Last night someone broke into my pawn shop. I don't usually have anything of great value, but yesterday I gave out a fair amount of cash for an extremely valuable diamond bracelet.
My deductive powers tell me the bracelet's no longer on the premises.
Brilliant work, Murphy.
Thanks. So what happened?
The bracelet was pawned by a young girl named Emma Nimpton. She said she hated to hawk a family heirloom, but had no choice. She said she would reclaim the bracelet in a month. Well, since the bracelet was worth 10 times 8,000 I loaned her, it was a good deal for me.
What was your impression of the girl?
She seemed real nice. I don't know what I'm going to tell her. I called her this morning, but her line is disconnected.
So do you have any leads on recovering the bracelet?
No, the police are a waste of time, and I can't afford to hire a decent PI.
So what am I, chopped liver?
I'd appreciate your help. I'm not a rich man, but if you find the bracelet, I'll owe you a few favors, which could come in handy. Come back here and I'll show you where they broke in.
Rook takes me out back and shows me where the burglar broke in. The back window is busted out and the latch is ripped. It's a sloppy job. As I start my investigation, I'm looking for information to enter into my crime-link computer back at the office. One thing's for sure, Emma Nimpton won't be one of the suspects' names. Every PI worth his salt knows that's not my name spelled backwards. Looks like a shoe print is outlined in that sticky pool of something resembling chocolate. Footprints about a size 14. These disgusting piles of trash remind me of Aunt Betty's annual yard sales. These disgusting piles of trash remind me of Aunt Betty's annual yard sales. This is where graffiti novices come to practice. After honing their skills, they move on to places where people actually care if you spray paint their walls. It's one of those basketballs they used to give away at Weenie World.
10 seconds left. Down by 1. Murphy has the ball. He fakes. He drives. It's a 360. He's fouled.
Another billboard advertising cosmetic surgery. It's big business these days. Mutants with money will pay anything to look like norms. Well, that steep staircase looked really hard to climb. Looks like someone's back door opens onto the fire escape. Hey, this door's just painted on. The soft white light from the street light allows you to read graffiti without the unnecessary eye strain caused by other street lights. These disgusting piles of trash remind me of Aunt Betty's annual yard sales. Wow, a recyclable paper can. Finally, a glimmer of ecological responsibility. I didn't know Rook cared. Wow, a recyclable paper can. Finally, a glimmer of ecological responsibility. I didn't know Rook cared. Oh man, this dumpster smells like 20-year-old mayonnaise and I ought to know. That old wooden fence blocks off the alley that runs beside Rook's pawn shop. The baby rum wrapper looks like it was left recently. Yep, still warm. Feels like somebody's watching. Someone really weird.
What can I do for you, Tex? Wish I could help you there, Tex. Yeah, I remember Rook told me about the burglary. I remember a stranger hanging around the past couple of days. It might be a dead end, but I seem to remember that the guy had these bright green eyes and a tattoo of an anchor on his arm. Rook acts like a tough guy, but he's a softie. Just don't tell him that to his face.
I heard that Ardo shuts the place down every once in a while to do fire safety upgrades. Maybe he's painting fire extinguishers in all the rooms. I heard that Ardo shuts the place down every once in a while to do fire safety upgrades. Maybe he's painting fire extinguishers in all the rooms. Francesca Lucido makes the spiciest pizza in the city. The only thing spicier than her cooking is her imagination. And right now she seems to have a thing for me.
Well, it's that handsome P.I. Tex Murphy. Have you come to take me away?
How'd you guess? You must have seen my white horse hitched to the railing out front.
Oh my, Mr. Murphy, you certainly know how to excite a girl.
Okay, look, I was only joking. I came by to ask you some questions.
Oh, pooh! All the business and no pleasure makes even a private dick a dull boy. What do you want? Rook is a tough old geezer. I've known him ever since we opened the slice of heaven back in 32, but I can't say I know him very well. Chelsee is a nice girl. Sal tries to flirt with her, but she doesn't give him the time of day. I like Louis. He runs a nice place, and I go over there and chat with him when the business is slow. Well, I was hoping you'd get around to asking about me. I'm just a lonely, hot-blooded woman who needs the love of a good, strong man. Me and Sal got married too young, and it's been up and down ever since. I've had enough of his drinking and the womanizing, and I'd divorce him in a second, but he's got a couple of buddies who are top lawyers. If I had some hard evidence of his screwing around, I could divorce him and get a decent settlement. Ardo is an overgrown kid. He comes in here for the all-you-can-eat buffet, and I've got to kick him out every time. If I didn't, he'd eat everything we got. Can't help you, Tex. Can't help you, Tex. I heard that Rook's place got robbed. It scares me to death. There's so much crime in this part of the city.
Brew and Stew is run by Louis Lamintz, a bloated mutant with a heart bigger than his waistline. Everyone comes to Louie's cafe. So does all the street talk. If something's going on, Louie knows about it. Well, for starters, you could give me a job. I've forgotten what a paycheck looks like.
I hear you, Mike. Last week I had to lay off half my kitchen help. Times are pretty tough, but it could be worse.
So you haven't heard of any major unsolved crimes in the neighborhood, have you?
Well, now that you mention it, have you talked to Rook today? He might have a job for you. Someone broke into his shop last night.
The cops ought to leave the donut shops for a while and look into that burglary.
If only it was a perfect world. But the cops couldn't care less what happens in this neighborhood. Rook's an ornery old cuss, but me and him are old buddies. We fought in the big war together. He's one person you can trust in these troubled times. Chelsee acts tough, but she has to be with all the scum around. And she's as smart as she is pretty. She knows a lot of what goes on in the shadows of this city. Yeah, things are a little slow, but I'm getting by. Having to lay off some of my kitchen help hurt my pride more than anything. Granny's a fireball. She and Sal opened the pizza place 7 to 8 years ago, and they've been fighting ever since. Sal's a big guy with an appetite for food, wine, and women. He comes by here most every day for lunch. Ardo comes in now and again. Usually orders a couple of steaks and a chocolate milk. His temper's as short as he is tall, and he's only got one oar in the water. A bad combination. Sorry, Mike. Can't help you there. Rook told me about the bracelet, but I don't know anything more about it. Rook's been robbed before, but he's never had anything really valuable taken. This is gonna set Rook back for a while. Too bad the cops have turned a blind eye.
My trusty 31 lightning bolt speeder. I still regret not getting the sunroof option. I haven't seen Mac Malden since the Martian Memorandum case. I remember him as a surly, incompetent, fat-nosed cop. As I step into his office, I can see he's changed. His nose is even bigger.
Well, if it isn't Tex Murphy. I figured you'd be dead by now.
I could say the same about you. When's the last time you had your cholesterol checked?
Still the wise guy, eh, Murphy? It was great to see you. Now get lost!
Listen, I'm working on a burglary case and I'm looking for a lead.
You and me both, Seamus. The mayor's office is all over me again. You heard about the string of pawn shop robberies? We have no suspects, and I'm catching the heat for it.
So you and your crack team of detectives have no leads?
Of course we have leads, you pots. We know he's a norm, Caucasian, and has AB negative blood. That narrows down our list of suspects to about 1 million. Now get out of my hair. I got work to do.
I'll need to get closer. I'll need to get closer.
What can I do for you, Tex? Yeah, I remember Rook told me about the burglary. I remember a stranger hanging around the past couple of days. It might be a dead end, but I seem to remember that the guy had these bright green eyes and a tattoo of an anchor on his arm.
I heard that Ardo shuts the place down every once in a while to do fire safety upgrades. Maybe he's painting fire extinguishers in all the rooms. This scenic trail which leads up to Coit Tower is known locally as the Path of Death. Like Rook always says, you can cut corners here and there, but there's nothing like a quality garbage can. Looks like a key of some kind. Shard of glass must have come from that broken window. Now we're starting to get somewhere. Looks like whoever broke into Rook's window left one of his hairs behind. Apparently our burglar is a carrot top. Well, obviously, the window was broken from the outside. Oh, man! This dumpster smells like 20-year-old mayonnaise, and I ought to know. Well, I'll be darned. Except for the filth and stench, the interior isn't much different than the average studio apartment. In fact, it's nicely furnished. Someone's been living here, and I wonder if he saw anything. Whoa! This antique boombox worked. I bet it'd only play the Bee Gees. This old relic probably hasn't worked in years. Hey, there are batteries in here. This old relic probably hasn't worked in years. Hey, there are batteries in here. I wonder if these still work. Tingly tongue. Still got juice. Oh, looks like Mr. Bum is home for the evening.
Yeah, what do you want?
Is this your, permanent address?
Actually, I have a summer home in Vale, but this spot keeps me in touch with the common people.
You know, it's stinking winos like you that have ruined this great city.
I don't drink spirits, punk. Nothing but pure, creamy chocolate. Now get lost! Oh no, not you again. Look, I'll warn you right now, I'm almost out of chocolate syrup and I'm not in a good mood.
Look, I'll do you a favor. If you're free Thursday, I'll take you to the Chocoholics Anonymous meeting.
Spare me the insults, tough guy. If you got something to say, spill it.
Well, I was just doing a little amateur sleuth.
You were a test. This isn't a good time for a social call, punk. If I don't get a fix soon, I'll go insane! Story me puzzle latte.
I don't make a practice of helping out addicts, but I think I've got something that will ease the pain.
Don't hold out on me, man. If you've got something, let's have it. Come on, that's crap! Come on, that's crap! Well, that's not gonna cut it, punk. Come on, that's crap! Well, that's not gonna cut it, punk.
I'll need to get closer.
What can I get you? You want to try a slice of my chocolate pie? I can get you a piece to go if you like.
This isn't a good time for a social call, pump. If I don't get a fix soon...
I don't make a practice of helping out addicts, but I think I've got something that will ease the pain.
Oh, hold out on me, man. If you've got something, let's have it. Praise heaven! You brought the ambrosia of life. Ask me anything you want. Rook, he leaves me alone. Can't ask for more than that. I think Chelsee used to fancy me, till she found out my only true love was chocolate. Damn near broke her heart. Nice guy, good cook. Every National Feed a Bum Day, he brings me one of his award-winning chocolate pies. Ugh. I don't have much to do with her. They don't serve anything with chocolate in it at the pizza joint. The only time I ever see Sal is when he gets drunk and comes by to pick a fight. Then I kick his butt and send him on his way. That big goon, he used to hassle me until I shared a quart of chocolate syrup with him. Now he lets me alone. Wish I could help. Oh, don't know what they... I saw someone prowling around the back of the pawn shop last night. It was so dark, I didn't get a good look at him, but I could tell he was huge. Probably 6'3" or 6'4", about 300 pounds.
CrimeLink computer is the only valuable piece of equipment left in the office. By entering suspect information like height, weight, and hair color, I can access the suspect's personal files.
What can I do for you, Tex? Wish I could help you there, Tex. Oh yeah, I know Beek. If you want to talk to him, you might try hanging out around Coit Tower. Oh, I remember Rusty. He had a kids show on TV when I was young. I hated the show. That clown makeup always scared me.
What else can I help you with, Murphy? I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about that.
Ask away. Sorry, can't help you with that. Wish I could help. Oh, don't know a thing.
I heard that Ardo shuts the place down every once in a while to do fire safety upgrades. Maybe he's painting fire extinguishers in all the rooms. I walk up the steps to Coit Tower and spot a small figure lurking in the shadows. In the half-light, I can see only the person's profile, but it's definitely Beek. As I walk towards him, he glances around, then approaches me warily, like a vegetarian sizing up a pot pie.
What are you staring at?
Pardon my staring, but that is a truly impressive schnoz you've got.
Come on, don't make fun, huh? What do you want? Who are you?
Chelsee Bando said I could probably find you nosing around up here.
Yeah, Chelsee. Good egg. Nice looker. So, what do you want?
Oh, nothing. I just wanted to see if your nose is as big as everyone says.
What, you some kind of joker? Maybe I'll see you around. You leave me alone, Mr. Snoopy Guy.
Look, Beek, I'm not a violent man, but your nose is the kind of target that dreams are made of.
Touch your hair on my nose and you're a dead man. A buddy of mine is coming by any second and he'll have a good time tearing you to pieces.
Okay, fine. Just don't come to me when you can't find your puppy and nobody'll help you look for him.
You leave me alone, Mr. Snoopy Guy.
Look, don't be snooty, Beek. I'm here to cut you a deal. Literally.
Okay, I can use this. My nose has started sagging lately. Makes it hard to breathe. Now, what kind of info you looking for, huh? I haven't got any info on that. Chelsee! Smart girl and a real looker to boot. She's got a cute little nose. I can't help you there. She runs that pizza place with her husband, Sal. I don't know much about her. A true Italian knows, though. He lets his wife run the pizza joint. I don't know what he does, though I've heard some things about who he does. You can tell he drinks a lot by that snaz of his. I haven't got any info on that. I know a little about him. Runs a pretty successful PI business. The bracelet is the bait Mick Flem uses for the pawn shop robberies. Rook's pawn shop was robbed by a two-bit crook named Mick Flem. He and his girlfriend have knocked off half a dozen pawn shops over the past month. The girl goes to a pawn shop and hawks a bracelet for a decent amount of cash. Then Flem breaks into the pawn shop and steals the bracelet, along with anything else he finds. Mick Flam's rap sheet would take a day to read. He's a fat scum, and he's an idiot to boot. That's why he's always getting caught. He's been busted for burglary, mail fraud, arson, you name it. Everyone knows he operates out of the Snow White warehouse, but don't tell him. Oh, I'm nobody. I just try to keep my nose clean and my ear to the ground. Oh, wait a minute. Or was that vice versa? I think he's dead, and I'll bet Mick Flam had something to do with it. Word was the two of them were smuggling illegal novelty items from Hong Kong, and Rusty crossed Flam. Ever since Rusty disappeared, Flam has had a terrible fear of clowns. Bozophobia. I once saw Flam pretty drunk, and he said he had nightmares of Rusty's ghost coming back to haunt him from the grave. He was completely terrified.
If Flem is working out of this warehouse, it looks like he got careless. The door's unlocked. If this is Mick Flem's hangout, he'll probably be back soon. I better try and set some sort of trap for him. These large doors look like they haven't been opened since my last date. Well, this is definitely the most threatening condemnation notice I've ever seen. These large doors look like they haven't been opened since my last date. I'll have to remember this stack of 2x4s when I get around to building some furniture for my office. Yummy! A bottle of turnip schnapps. I'll bet it's got a real kick. This table and the bottle on it aren't dusty like everything else here. Someone's used this recently. The Acme warehouse is the former Snow White dry cleaning building. Nobody's used this place in a while. I don't think I'll move any of these pallets because they look like big slivers waiting to happen. Well, this is actually a storage compartment. Looks like it requires a special combination key. That old piece of plywood doesn't seem to be doing much of anything. Crate smells like laundry soap. Crate in front on the floor seems to be partially opened. Apparently some fireman dropped off his uniform to be cleaned and forgot to pick it up. This must be the power box for the warehouse, and it's locked. Well, that's not gonna work. These large doors look like they haven't been opened since my last date. That hook looks pretty heavy duty. The majestic view of the warehouse scenery would make the landing a perfect picnic spot. This business sign should be on the outside of the building. No wonder they went out of business. Ooh, this barrel smells like it shouldn't be opened. These stairs look just sturdy enough to climb. This key must fit a lock around here somewhere. Well, that's not gonna work. Hopefully this isn't a self-destruct lever. The sound is coming from up on the landing. Looks like the on-off switch controls a pulley hook. It's running back and forth along a track. That hook looks pretty heavy duty. Well, that's not gonna work. The heavy footsteps I hear must be Flem. Luckily, my rusty trap's all set. I'll need to find a hiding place as close as possible to the pulley control box. When Flem least expects it, I'll throw the pulley lever and bring Rusty back from the dead. him I'm good. This has to be Rook's bracelet. Mick ran off without his keys. I'll bet at least one of these will come in handy. Well, that's not gonna work. A locked box within a locked box. It must contain something worth having. Well, this is actually a storage compartment. Looks like it requires a special combination key. The Acme warehouse is the former Snow White dry cleaning building. Nobody's used this place in a while.
I'm telling you, it's impossible. It can't be done. I've tried everything.
The prophecy is very clear. We can't go on until this step is completed. Surely your unique skills give you opportunity.
My ability has gotten us nowhere. Capricorn got there before me. They're always one step ahead of me. It's like they can read my mind.
We can't let them stop us. Maybe we can use your skills on someone else. I've made inquiries. And if he hasn't gotten himself killed, maybe he's just what we need. Murphy. Tex Murphy.